Have you ever cleaned your helmet inside? I know for a fact most people don't. They own a helmet for years and never think about taking it apart and giving it a good cleaning. It only makes sense that we take good care of our helmets for various reasons. In this video, I'm going to explain the proper procedures for helmet maintenance. During the winter months is when I give my helmets a good cleaning and proper maintenance. So let me show you how it's done. Okay, so we're going to do two helmets. And the first thing we're going to do is remove the shield. So we're going to start on the Simpson. And on the Simpson, you're going to push this little lever down. Like so. On both sides. There. Now we're going to clean that separately. So now we're going to get into the innards. What we're looking for here, we're going to remove these cheek pads. They clip out, or unclip rather. See these clips here? So there's two of them. That's one, and here's two. You can see the sweat on that. There's a lot of sweat right there. It's actually salt. Now for the inside, for the interior of the helmet. Now, it must be said, not all helmets have a removable liner. So I'll also be showing you helmets that the liner doesn't come out, but on this one it does. Now this clip is out, but I'll remove this other one, and there you go, the back is out. It's pretty simple. Now on the front, luckily it's just Velcro. Well, I take that back. This one seems to have a clip. Yep, it has a clip in the front. Actually, two of them. So be careful. Whatever helmet you're working on, don't be too Brutus. And there you have it. So this is what we're working with. This is what we're gonna wash. Now let me flip this inside out for you. You can see how dirty that is. I believe you can see. It looks like there's a little bit of dandruff. Maybe it's glue. I don't know, but it looks pretty dirty to me. You can also see the neck has some oil buildup right there. That's sweat, oils. So your helmet might look like this inside if you've never cleaned it and you've had it for a while. Now this foam here is what deteriorates with salts and with time. But if you wash it and maintain it in good order, it'll last a long time. Once the foam starts falling apart, that's when you need a new liner. Now it must be said, if you have a good quality name helmet, you can find these liners online. The better brands are going to offer replacement liners. The no-name helmets, you might have a problem with. Now again, for the quality helmets, the cheek pads, they actually sell replacements. So if your helmet's a little bit snug on your cheeks or loose, you can either go up in size or down in size. For example, this is a medium for this Simpson helmet. If you have a quality helmet, you want it to fit good. Anyway, what are we washing? We're washing these three items. And then we're going to clean the interior of the helmet. Certain parts that don't come off but need cleaning, such as the inside, which probably has a lot of saliva from you talking. Also the strap, that has oils, it has sweat, it has a bunch of stuff. As you can see, the outside of the helmet is in pretty good condition. Now if you can't get one of these donuts on Amazon, That helps when you're disassembling your helmet. So the shield requires some special attention, and I'm going to break it down for you. I'll show you exactly how to do that. Okay, now we're going to work on a Schuberth helmet. I've had this helmet for about 4 years, I think. This is the most expensive helmet I own. Now I have washed the interior of this helmet. When you have a few helmets, it's beneficial in the sense that you can kind of switch out. You're not using the same helmet all the time. Now if you have only one helmet and you use it a lot, you might want to wash it twice a year. So this one's going to be pretty much the same. It's just a matter of finding out where the clips are. Here's one now. And if there's any Velcro, it's just working your way through it slowly and methodically. Don't rush it. You don't want to break it. Now like I said, this helmet here is a little bit more expensive, so things are a little bit more methodical. The strap is through this loop you see here, so it's not that easy to pull out, but it's just a matter of being patient and working the helmet. This one's taking me a little bit more time, but here, I'm getting to the end now. Yeah, for sure this one's taking me a little bit longer. Now I gotta deal with the front. Never say easy, because when you do, that's when things get harder. There, I got it out. Okay, now let's wash it. Okay, so here's what we have. We have the 3 helmets. We have 2 with removable liners and 1 that the liner does not come out. There are some full face helmets like this as well, that the cheaper ones, that the liner doesn't come out. So I'm going to show you what to do, how to do it, and what to use more importantly. Okay, so what I'm using is, I'm using some Tide. Liquid Tide. Now if you have the pods, you can put them in some warm water, swish them around. Okay, got 2 buckets. This one's gonna have the soap, this one's gonna be for the rinse. Okay, so I'm gonna fill this with warm water. I don't want to put super hot scalding water because that may unloosen some glue, if you know what I mean. So warm water is good so that it loosens the oil. Now many of you may not know this, but I'm also in the cleaning business, and this is how we clean carpets with a bonnet. You've probably seen it with a side-by-side machine. When there's heavy stains on the carpet, this is what we use. We use Tide. Now this video is not sponsored by Tide, so use any detergent you like. So now, pretty simple. Take this, stick it in here. It's warm water. Now what I'm doing is, just like your washing machine is, and I'll show you what the water looks like after. Now what I'm going to do is, this neck piece, if you remember, was very oily. I'm going to take this fabric and I'm going to rub it right onto that to loosen all that up. The cheek pads were very salty. The water's not super black, but I'll show you when I'm finished. But it is darker. I'll do the cheek pads. Same way. It's basically passing water through it and then back out. You're squishing it. You're squeezing it like a sponge so that it gets deep inside and sucks up all that sweat, oil, all those foul smells. Now I'll take both of these and I'll rub them together. I'll squeeze them again. I'm gonna let them soak in that warm water for a couple of minutes to loosen everything up. Okay, I'm gonna give it the last squeeze. I'm gonna wring them out and then I'm gonna rinse them. This is what it's like when it's clean. This is what it's like when you finish. So this is interesting. Look at all that dirt that was at the bottom. So now I have my clean bucket of water. This is cool water. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to squeeze it like a sponge various times to get all the soap out, all the dirt out. And then I'm going to wring it with this towel. Now I'm going to put this towel down and I wrung this out as much as possible. Now I'll take this towel and it's going to help me to soak all that water up. So I'll take it like so. And then I will roll it up. And then I will wring it. And the towel will, it's already damp, will soak up all that excess. I'll put it this way. No, there's really no. I think diagonal is the best way. There. Put this inside as much as possible. Put that like that. Roll it up. And now wring it. Squeeze it. The towel is significantly more wet. And that is it. Yeah, this towel is soaking wet now because it soaked up all that excess. And there it is. Now, just let it air dry. You don't want to stick it in the dryer or anything. Just let it air dry overnight. And then you put it back in the helmet. Now, do the same thing with this. There. Squeeze it. That feels pretty good. Wipe it. Now to the next step. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the helmet itself. And what I'm going to do is, this is very dirty. I'm going to wipe the interior down with this microfiber towel and just go back and forth on the strap, and then the inside of the helmet will be last. Now it's nice and wet. So I'm going to soak the other side as well. So that is all done. Now for the strap side. That's my communication device, hanging like that because I am repositioning it. Nice and wet. This has a lot of, it is soaking wet. Now, the strap itself goes under your neck when you're stuck in traffic sweating bullets. So we're going to give this a good, let's grab it both sides. That's all it takes. I can see some dirt coming off. I'm not sure if it shows up on the camera, but that is darker. Now, with this same towel, turn it inside out, and I'm gonna do the mouthpiece as well as some back area here. Now this piece that I have here, I purchased this on eBay. This is a chin curtain, and this helmet in particular has a lot of space up front, so this helps to reduce noise on the highway, wind noise. The exterior of this helmet is in excellent shape, so I'm really not going to worry myself with the outside. If anything, maybe this rubber seal right here. I will go around there. Now, I treat these helmets with a lot of care. I have 6 full face helmets that I use regularly, and I have a shorty helmet that a lot of times, if it's real hot, I'll use it around town or sometimes even on the highway. So what I don't do is, I don't ever, if this has bugs in it, I don't scrub it. What I do is I soak it. I might take a towel like this with warm water, and I'll sit it right on top where the bugs are and in the mouthpiece, and I'll just let it soften those bugs up. And after they're nice and soft, I'll leave that there for a while. I may reapply, go get some more warm water, put it back on, let it soften those bugs up, and then I'll come and wipe it down. And I always put some ceramic coating on it, so I give it a good protection coat. So now I'm going to wipe the inside with some clean water. Now this water is still clean. I haven't switched out either one of the buckets, but when I do another helmet, I'm definitely going to change out both waters, add fresh soap, and start from new. Now I have a new microfiber, put it in here, and I'm going to give all those parts a good soak so that the soap comes out. We don't want those chemicals to stay on there. This is soaking wet. Take the strap, turn my rag, wring it out. Get the back side. Do it again a couple times. Do the other side, same exact way. Now when you do this, you will notice a difference in the cleanliness as well as in the aroma. Your helmet's not going to smell really perfumey, but at the same time, you will be able to tell that yes, it was washed. It's going to smell a little bit like Tide. Now if you want, you could add some fabric softener to your rinse water. I don't want any trace of that Tide in the helmet. And that's a complete helmet. The only thing I need to do now is the shield. I'm going to do that next. Okay, now this is important for your face shield. Most manufacturers recommend that you use a mild detergent. This is dish soap in here. This is what I use to clean this. Okay, so what I do is I spray it. Softest fabric available, known to man, is a microfiber, and that's what I'm gonna do. Now this wasn't too bad, but if you have a lot of bugs, well, put it in your sink, put it in your kitchen sink. If you have a pin lock, you don't want to use hot water because it'll steam up in between, and that water is going to be there, and then it's going to be fog, not fog, it's going to have those water drops from the inside. You can see how this looks. This looks fabulous. That looks really good. It has no streaks. Now I'll tell you a secret, because I'm in the cleaning business. When you see men cleaning windows professionally, we use dish soap in the water. That's what's in there. It's Dawn or any kind of grease cutting. This stuff leaves everything shiny. That's its job. It cuts through dirt and then it leaves things shiny. That's why your dishes are nice and shiny at the end. So this is dish soap, as you can see. Now I'll do the same for the inside. So like I said with the hot water, ask me how I know. I use hot water to soften up some bugs, and I had to remove the pin lock. Now this thing is in immaculate condition right now. Now you can also do this. It's a little bit spotty because I put it on that wet towel. But you can also do this, and I recommend you do it in your sink, in your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink. Put some lukewarm water, not hot, okay? And then soften, if you have bugs on it, soften it up, and then put a couple of drops of dish soap. Use the microfiber corner maybe, like so. You got a couple of drops on there, it's wet. Rub it all around, and then rinse all the soap off, and then use the fluffy side of the microfiber to wipe it down. And your face shield will come out like that, spotless. I mean, that thing looks good. Now on the helmet itself, like I said, I use a ceramic coating spray. When I wipe it down with a wet towel, I don't use a whole lot of chemicals. If I have to use chemicals, this is paint just like a car, like a bike. So I'll use some automotive paint, you know what I'm saying, some car wash type soap for that. I wanted to point out some things. You know, there's a big difference in helmet quality, and not only that, the way they engineer these helmets. Schuberth Helmet is known for being quiet. These are modular helmets. So now one of the things is you can see the neck roll, and what the neck roll does is it gets up into your neck really tight, where other helmets, and that's why I added the chin curtain to the Simpson, because it is very open at the bottom. And what that does is it lets in road noise. So these helmets are supposed to be the quietest on the market. So you can see again the neck roll, but this neck roll also serves as my communication device. So this is my comm system. This is a Cardo system, which to me is one of the best. And it's all integrated. So there's nothing on the sides that protrudes or anything like that. What else makes it a quality helmet? The way it straps. It has these additional straps in the back, you can see here, and this strap ties in with the actual strap that comes here, so it's not going to pull forward and the helmet come off. It has an integrated mic. This one also has a visor, where that one Simpson does not. Now again, I take really good care of these helmets. The other thing this helmet is known for is for the airflow. So it has good ventilation, and it has exhaust ports in the back. Hard to see, but they're there. Now I will tell you, when you're sweating in this helmet, it actually makes it feel like your head is wet, because when you're riding at 80 miles per hour and that wind hits, it hits pretty strong, and you're sweating, and the wind cools your head down pretty significant, where it gives you like a wet feeling, and what it's doing is drying up the sweat. So quality helmet. It costs 2 or 3 times as much as the Simpson does, but it's well worth it. I'm not in love with the graphics, I will admit, but sometimes you have to compromise, and that's what I've done here. So again, quality helmet, good ventilation, quiet, very quiet, integrated comm system, and what else can I tell you about it? It's just a good helmet overall. I have it for about 4 or 5 years, and you can see what kind of condition, because again, I take good care of my helmets. Now, if I haven't said it, I'll say it again, is I never dry rub these helmets, none of them. If there's not moisture on the towel, I will not rub it down, because that leaves a lot of scratches, micro abrasions, but especially on the shield. I soak that down really good. I carry microfibers on my bike always, and I will soak one of these down and then wipe my visor. And if I don't have anything to wet it with, I just won't clean it, because I'm gonna ruin it, is the way I see it. So I'd rather wait till I can get to a place where I can wipe it down really well. And the proof is in how long I've had the face shields, and they're not scratched. Okay, so now we're gonna work on a helmet that doesn't have a removable liner. So this is pretty simple. You soak your towel in the soap water and you rub it on the inside. If it gets wet, it gets wet. I'm not trying to drench it where it's dripping, but at the same time, think of it as blotting. So I'm trying to get the fabric wet so that all the oils come up, all the sweat, all the dirt, and the smell, which is something that you will notice. It's pretty quick. Now, notice how I wring it. I don't wring it 100%. I just get the excess off. I went over it once, now I'm going over it a second time. Cheek pads, helmet part. See if I can show you from this angle. Back. All that sweat that goes down your neck when you're stuck in traffic. The ear section. Now I will soak, wring out the dirt, and wring it out lightly. Forehead is not very dirty dirt, but doesn't get as bad as the neck section. Now the strap itself, grab it by one end, push pull, same thing with the loop. Now this helmet is an old helmet. I don't use this helmet anymore. I keep it around for if ever there's a person that needs a helmet. Now, the inside, I could pull this down. As you can see, I can kind of stick my hand in there and rub the helmet on the inside. I think you can see that. Now, this is not going to get out as much dirt as the other way, but it is going to work. Now I'm going to use my rinse towel, clean water, which both buckets are clean. And I'm going to not wring it out that strong either. So I'm going to go over everything again. I'm done with those buckets. All I have to do now is dry. A new clean towel for that. Now I press. I'm not sure if you're keeping track, but this probably took me 5 minutes. The gathering of the 2 buckets in the water, it's 15-20 minute job total to do 1 helmet. It really doesn't take that long. You know, and I tell you one thing, so if you can, don't keep your helmets in the garage. If your garage is not climate controlled, they go through extreme heat, extreme cold. I keep my helmets inside the house. That's why they get crusty and they start crumbling, all that foam. So all of my helmets stay inside for the most part. If I know I'm going on a ride tomorrow and I just came back from a ride, I might leave it in the garage. Big difference. There you have it. That helmet looks really good. Inside looks clean because I've cleaned it before. Think you can see that? It looks kind of new for an old helmet. Looks fabulous inside. Okay, so let me show you the inside of the helmet once complete. You can see the cheek pads that had salt and grease on them are now clean. The neck roll was pretty filthy. The strap, this has all been cleaned. The outside of the helmet, as normal, looks immaculate. Looks pretty good. There's the Schuberth. The Schuberth wasn't that terrible, but inside is very clean. And the aroma of all these helmets is significantly better. They smell fresh now. You can see the shield. The shield on both helmets is in good condition. Scratch-free, bug-free. No micro abrasions to give you those starbursts when you're riding into the sun. Now this brain bucket. The brain bucket looks brand new. It's not the best looking helmet, but hey. Don't forget the saying, if you got a $5 head, buy a $5 helmet. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. There is more gear maintenance videos coming up. I'm going to be doing gloves, leathers, textiles, a variety of different gear. Gear is expensive. And you want it to look good, not only to last. Of course we want it to last, but we want it to look good throughout the years. So a little bit of maintenance, a few minutes on a weekend in the winter time is all it takes. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. To be honest with you, I do all this hard work for subscriptions. So that's how you can pay me back. And a like. Likes are really good as well. Anyway, with that being said, you all take care. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads. And I will catch you on the next one. Adios.